Having made extensive contributions to the science and technology of powder metallurgy and particular materials, it is safe to say that over his 50-year career, the 2020 Kempton H. Roll PM Lifetime Achievement recipient, Dr. Randall M. German, is the PM industry's most recognizable resource. Born on November 12, 1946 at a naval training station in Bainbridge, Maryland, Rand's family relocated a lot as a child, but he was mostly raised in California. Throughout high school, Rand had a strong interest in math and physics. Approaching his high school graduation, Rand researched different majors, but there was one major that he had never heard of, called Materials Science and Engineering. This led him to pursue a bachelor's degree at San Jose State University. It was there that he met one of his first mentors in the industry, Professor Zuhair Munir. Professor Munir taught Rand his first materials class. Throughout his time at the university, Rand had an opportunity to work at a Caterpillar plant operating drill presses, but he eventually earned a summer internship at the Battelle Lab in Columbus, Ohio. After completing his bachelor's degree, Rand was hired full-time at Battelle Lab to the Atomic Energy Commission. At the time, the United States was unable to launch multiple re-entry missiles during rainstorms, since the transpiration cooling for the nose tip would be damaged. Rand was tasked with developing a robust, more durable transpiration-cooled nose tip out of tungsten copper. After a year with Battelle Lab, Sandia National Lab discovered a life-critical PM part was required for a new application, commencing a national search for experts that understood the concerns. Rand had just recently solved a related problem at Battelle, had the necessary security clearances, and was willing to design the lab for Sandia. In return, Sandia agreed to support Rand in finishing his master's degree at The Ohio State University. During his time at Ohio State, Rand met another one of his mentors, Professor George St. Pierre. After receiving his master's degree, Rand returned to California. He was drawn to the University of California, Davis, because his mentor from San Jose University, Professor Munir, took up a faculty spot, and Rand knew that is where he wanted to go for his doctorate. After holding positions in the corporate world for companies like Mott Corporation and JM Corporation, Rand was offered an opportunity that he had always wanted to pursue, to become a professor. Professor Fritz Linnell, a legendary academic at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, asked Rand if he would be interested in a faculty position. And there began Rand's 40-year academic career. After 11 years at RPI, Rand accepted a position at the Pennsylvania State University, where he became the Brush Chair Professor in Materials and the Director of the Center for Innovative Sintered Products. In 2005, Rand became the inaugural Director for the Center of Advanced Vehicular Systems at Mississippi State University, subsequently joining San Diego State University in 2008 as the Associate Dean for Engineering Research. Over his tenure as a professor, Rand oversaw about 100 theses and 200 postdocs that have worked for him. Several of his past students are now professors, and many have gone on to become APMI fellows. According to Rand, many of my former students did very well in life, were engaged in meaningful projects, and in many cases were well rewarded and retired early. In his own retirement, Rand enjoys spending time with his wife Carol, their 2 sons Eric and Garth, and his 3 grandchildren Angela, Jackson, and Savannah. He is also always up for a walk, ball toss, or game of hide with his close companion Bucky, an Australian Shepherd. In his other free time, he joins a group of friends twice a week for a 30 to 35-mile bike ride along the coast. During his 50-year career, Rand has worked in all facets of the industry, including hot isostatic pressing, metal injection molding, plasma spray, hard metals, heavy alloys, ferrous press and sinter, stainless steel filters, and so on. He has published 20 books and has 25 patents, and has been involved in several startup companies. When asked what helped shape his long-lasting career in PM, Rand said it was all about getting involved and making lifelong connections. He was invited by Henry Hauser and Kempton Roll to get more involved in MPIF. In his words of wisdom, he wants the younger generation to know that it does take hard work, and it really does take 10,000 hours of study to add value. I have been lucky to find so many helpful individuals around the globe, and I have had the luxury of visiting probably 1,000 PM facilities in 40 countries. I learned so much from these visits, and that makes for great enthusiasm when I was still teaching. Congratulations to the 2020 Kempton H. Roll Powder Metallurgy Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Dr. Randall M. German.